Roses are the eternal symbol of love. Even before Romeo and Juliet, the rose's beauty made the flower sacred to Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. 2,500 years later, and it's still going strong. Almost 10 billion roses are sold every year. That many roses takes a lot of growing. And much of it happens here, in the Netherlands, the world's premier producer of high-quality roses. Here at the Ali Rosen Flower Nursery, they have 6 greenhouses covering 650,000 square feet. The nursery is so big that getting around can be time-consuming for the employees, so they take the 2 wheels. The techniques and the care here are the same as the most dedicated horticulturalist could imagine. But instead of dozens of rare breeds crafted by hand, there are just a handful of varieties grown thousands at a time. If Henry Ford ran the Garden of Eden, it might look something like this. And the hardest workers here don't really appreciate the aroma. Robots plant the individual clippings of rose plants destined to grow into the latest crop. And the robot workers ruthlessly toss to one side the harvested bouquets onto automated conveyor belts. The greenhouses are a perfect artificial growing environment, but they haven't quite managed to get Mother Nature completely out of the picture. Of course, as any gardener knows, nature can be a real pain in the neck when you're trying to grow roses. As sales rep Peter Schramme explains.
Worldwide, one of the biggest problems in the cultivation of cut roses is spider.
The tiny 2-spotted spider mite can destroy a whole crop in days. But there are no arachnophobes in this nursery. And to hunt down the spider mites, they use other mites.
The way we kill the spider is to bring in other spiders, to kill the bad guys.
Inside these packets are the eggs of thousands of predatory mites, commonly known as Phytosulius persimilis. Once they're hatched, the War of the Roses can begin. These natural predators of the spider mites will hunt their prey to extinction. After 2 months in the greenhouse, these flowers are 2.5 feet tall and ready for harvest. Of course, as soon as it's picked, it tragically starts to die. However, roses have a strange reaction to being clipped. They actually grow as the plant channels stored energy to fight the damage. And it's only delaying the inevitable. It's now a race against time to get the roses to shops around the world in 48 hours before this valuable harvest becomes unsellable. They come to one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. This is the biggest commercial building on the planet, the truly gigantic Aalsmeer Flower Market. It covers almost 10 million square feet. That's 7 times the size of the Pentagon. Nearly half of all the cut flowers bought and sold in the world come through this building. For international flower buyer Danny Vink, every day at the office is different.
It is quite exciting. It's very fast business. It's like nothing else. You have to get it right.
In this incredible market, almost 6 billion flowers are bought and sold every year. The market isn't just big, it's wildly frantic. The flowers have to be shipped out before they start to wilt. And their fate will be decided here in the auction rooms. This is the Wall Street of the flower world. Wholesale buyers make deals worth thousands of dollars on over 20,000 varieties of flowers. On the computerized display, buyers can see all of the information about each shipment in a matter of seconds, from breed to number of stems per container. The actual orders wheeling past on automated racks are just a sideshow. With 40,000 transactions a day, no one here has time to stop and smell the roses. The buyer tracks the price on the dial on his desk, and when it comes down to what he's prepared to pay, he just presses a button. In just 4 hours of auction, over 20 million flowers have been sold. The customer for these roses is in London, so just 10 hours after these blooms were picked, they're on the way to England. Racing through the Channel Tunnel, it takes just 7 hours to travel the 220 miles to New Covent Garden Flower Market in London. At nearly 7.5 acres, this is the biggest flower market in the UK. Exactly 24 hours after these roses were picked, flower wholesalers like Dennis are hoping to rustle up retailers for their new blooms. They're not selling by the dozen. They're looking for trade customers like independent florists Athena and Raid for big buys. If you thought being a florist just meant flower arranging, think again. To make sure they get the pick of the bunch, they have to wake up well before dawn. So next time you get a bouquet of flowers, just remember the enormous effort that went into getting them to you.